Well, the truth of the matter is, as I said, we're energy interdependent. The United States was a net oil importer back in 1913. And in fact, when you look in the years since 1913, the U.S. has only been a net crude exporter a handful of times. We import electricity from Mexico. We import electricity from Canada. We import coal. We import natural gas. The fact is that, in fact, the United States is also a net is an exporter of oil and oil products. Last year we exported oil and oil products to 73 different countries. So the solutions are, one, accept our interdependence. Second, we need to diversify. I think we should be looking at natural gas increasingly as a motor fuel. Brazil, everyone talks about Brazil and ethanol. Brazil has 1/10 as many motor vehicles as the United States, and yet it has 10 times as many natural gas vehicles. We should be emulating Brazil in that regard. We also, I think we're starting to see our motor vehicle fleet be diversified. Nissan has announced they're going to build an electric car. Honda's building hybrid electrics. We're seeing this diversification already, and that's a good thing.
Is it happening fast enough?
Well, I think it's only going to happen at the rate at which it becomes economic. We're only going to move away from fossil fuels, whether it's oil or natural gas or coal, when the alternatives become cheaper, cleaner, more convenient, or all of the above. So we've been using oil for a century. It's going to take us decades to stop using oil or move to something else. So is it moving fast enough? Well, for a lot of people who are paying $4 gasoline, no. But I think it's going to take years to move to something else.
Before I let you go, you've done some of this in the course of our conversation. But if you were John McCain, if you were Barack Obama, if you were the presumptive nominee of your party running for the White House, we know these guys are going to have any number of debates between now and November. How would you tell the truth on this issue? What would you say to the American people to get them to understand the real deal here?
Well, one, I think you have to say it's an interdependent world. We don't necessarily like some of the petrostates around the world, whether it's Venezuela or Saudi Arabia. You name the one you don't like, Iran. But the fact is, it's a small world, and we have to figure out a way to get along with all of these different countries. Second, we've just got to quit this ethanol scam nonsense. We are wasting all kinds of money producing very small amounts of motor fuel by burning large amounts of food. We're burning food to make motor fuel at a time when there's a growing global shortage of food and no shortage of motor fuel. This is nonsense. It's insanity. We need to accept interdependence. We need to stop this ethanol madness. We need to look at natural gas. We need to also look very hard at nuclear, because if we're going to agree that CO2 is bad, carbon dioxide needs to be limited, we have to embrace nuclear, I think.
The good news is that Robert Bryce just told you the truth. The bad news is he ain't running for president. he does have a book.
But I am from out of town.
Yeah, but he is an expert from out of town. And he has a new book you might want to read. It's called Gusher of Lies, The Dangerous Delusions of Energy Independence. Robert Bryce, nice to have you on.
Thanks a million.